This is my response to discussion 7. The main theme that stuck out to me was people realizing the fundamental ways in which they interact with different people could be essentially wrong without them even realizing it. The film did not really surprise me at all. I think some races, ethnicities, or religions would find it surprising. Others would not, in all honesty, depending on their background, what they've had to go through. You can already see this in the world around you, but some people just aren't exposed to it in the overwhelming plethora that it can be put upon others. The exercise showed that once you treat someone as subhuman, the worst can be brought out of you, I believe. Thus, you are essentially capable of doing things to that lesser caste that you would not do to someone you believe is on an equal pedestal as yourself. The film did provide answers to the questions why someone would murder Martin Luther King, because, like I said, they might think him as subhuman. The labels, both negative and positive, became self-fulfilling prophecies because of the belief and conviction that both sides had that all of those labels were true once established by an outside authority figure. I think that's pretty telling of the world around us, because you think that you see things in your own light at certain times, but you can still be looking through a skewed glass of somebody else. I think that all people face discrimination in some ways during their daily lives, but I do agree that one experiencing an extreme discrimination for a short time cannot fully grasp what someone is and will continue to deal with on a daily basis. But I do think both sides of the equation, whatever that may be, should try their best to understand one another and come to reasonable solutions to try to solve the issue of discriminatory practices and why they're so prevalent in our society. I think the exercise shows that we should not discriminate and try to stop any preconceived notions that we may have. Yes, I have seen discrimination in EMS. I know it exists. I think through practical application lessons like this, these discriminatory issues could be abated and eventually solved, because lessons like this would help people to learn how to solve the problems firsthand, so they aren't just pulling things out of the air trying to come up with reasonable solutions that both sides can agree on. And for the last point, I definitely believe that this exercise should be done properly with all children. Emphasis on properly. Like Ms. Elliott said, can be done wrong. So I think the training would have to be very precise in order to get it done right, because it can be skewing somebody in any number of directions that are not a healthy path to pursue these issues based upon. I have firsthand seen what actual racism can do, and essentially it's a faceless monster. It can be anyone or anything. It's near impossible to stop, it seems, because it's everywhere and nowhere. It strikes without warning and keep people on their guard, so it's hard to find a respite from it. Until a lot of people see it as a problem, or everybody sees it as a problem, it's still going to be a problem, because people are going to say that it's solved when we still have issues and discriminatory practice, just the newscast or realty practices. Almost anything you think of, there's some kind of discriminatory practice going on in it, whoever that may be against. So I think it's gonna take a lot of people realizing a lot of things about themselves and the world around them in order for this issue to ever really be solved. And sometimes looking around, it's hard to know if that's even possible. Thank you for your time.